Well, I've been agonizing over this area out here for the last week or so, trying to figure out what I was going to do or not do, I guess, because of what's happening with our severe drought here and really not much rain in the forecast. So there is a chance of rain now tomorrow. Today is Saturday the 9th, and there is a pretty good chance of rain tomorrow, but only about a half an inch total over the next, tomorrow evening into Monday. So that would probably be enough to get some of this seed germinated for me. But after that, I don't really see anything else happening. And therefore, it'd be really difficult for me to kind of come out here with the warmer temps that we're having, low humidity, and sometimes some windy days too, and try to water this whole thing. So I think what I have decided to do for now, which, I may change my mind depending on if more rain shows up in the forecast, but right now, this area over here, there's some drainage that comes off the house and it comes down through this section. I have decided I'm going to at least seed this because if we do happen to get any rain, even like a half an inch, I will have all of this soil end up all the way down at the bottom of the hill, and that won't be a good thing. So today I have decided I am going to seed this about 24 feet wide off of the driveway, and of a little section here where the drainage goes. Put some blankets on that, and I'll show you all that today. So this whole area out here got the Ventrac treatment with power rake, and it was looking really nice and smooth, but I finished it off with this drag right here, which a friend brought this over and let me try this out, and it does a fantastic job of that final smoothing. So I got just a couple of areas to cover up here, which I'll show you, but look at how smooth and nice this is out here. It is ready for seed, but if nothing else on this area out here, I will put a cover crop in again and get back to work in the spring if need be.
Press hard and we get through the fire. Got the edge and we're taking it higher. Love time now, this is our hour. We got the power, got the power. We'll be here right now and forever. When we face any storm, any weather, our kingdom's reign is eternal.
So we're actually working on two projects at once today. Seeding the portion of the large field that I just talked about, but also top dressing and leveling some areas on this overseeding project that I'm working on just south of the main reeled mowed lawn.
We're the ground breakers.
If you can't tell here, I'm getting a little bit of use in this dust bowl that we have going on. So it's not exactly clean.
Kelsey began sifting some soil while I started seeding. We spread the sifted soil in some bumpy areas we're looking to smooth out before overseeding this whole section.
Here to stay and our rule will be endless. In the cage and bring out the lions. We are giants, we are giants.
After seeding near the driveway, I took this cultipacker over the area to help with seed to soil contact.
We got the power, got the power. Power that makes us stronger. We got the power. We're here forever and ever. We're the ground breakers. We're the movers and the shakers. We're immortal. We're immortal. 'Cause our name.
And after that was completed, I used my roller to lightly press the seed into the soil even more and create even greater seed to soil contact.
We're immortal.
We then began the fun of installing erosion control blankets on this area to help avoid washouts and to aid in keeping the area from drying out too quickly when watering.
We're the ground breakers.
Here goes Joe.
on, Joey. No?
Well, it was a long day yesterday, but we got a lot done. That whole driveway section over there, we got all of the matting put down, the seed down, everything stapled in enough that I think it should be fine for this first rain. At least hopefully it still rains. It's not looking like a storm or anything, but you know how that goes. You never know what's going to happen, but everything should be in place over there. We've been working on this spot along the sort of fringe, I call it, of the lower cut grass. It just didn't come in that well, and so it's been really bumpy, and every time I try to come in and mow this, I just end up sort of scalping it because the wheels fall down into those low spots. And so we're smoothing this out today, and then right now I'm going to overseed this area. There is some seed left here kind of sitting on the ground, but it's been there now for weeks and weeks, and it's really dry out here. So I'm gonna overseed this. I'm going to let it rain, and then in the next few weeks I'm going to try to keep up with it again, more consistent with water, and see if I can get this to look a whole lot better and to at least match somewhat of what's going on in the front, because there's obviously a very drastic difference at this point, but it all takes time, and we're sort of doing this in stages here with how much we have to get going on this lawn.
Yeah,
as soon
it's
as you
just
get open, it's
packed.
fine. Yeah, this thing doesn't even come yet. Hello, old friend. Well, I ran out of peat moss, so I wasn't really quite sure how much I needed for this area. I just wanted a very light layer on here, just because there's quite a bit of exposed seed sitting on the ground, and although, you know, I did that aeration and I've used my drag on it and everything, it's just not enough to put it down into the soil. It's way too hard for a roller to push it down, so my only option is really to top dress on top of it. That's where a really light layer of material like this comes in and works pretty well in most cases. I just didn't have enough. So I did 4 of those bigger bales, and this is a little over 8,000 square feet. So I'm missing kind of this middle section here, and I could definitely go slightly heavier in some spots, but like I said, I just really trying to get this for this rain to have something on top of that seed, and then beyond that I'm going to try to water it and keep it going myself. But something like blankets or something different like that doesn't really work over top of grass that's already pretty established. Like, I have a good amount of grass here, so a top dressing is really what I want. I just need slightly more of it, so I'll have to go early in the week here and get some more and put some out here after the rain. So as you saw there, we got a little less than 3/4 of an inch. It's not going to make up for about 12 inches of rain that were low this season compared to normal, but hey, at this point you cannot be complaining too much about any time it rains because it's been few and far between here. So I wanted to talk quickly about why I chose this type of blanket here instead of the straw this time. Went and looked at a couple of properties around here, new developments that have been using some different types of products between hydro mulching or something like this or the straw that I've used. And so I really personally like the straw, but as far as a slope like this, some of the properties that I was looking at had some pretty crazy slopes on them, and this product really did a good job of holding everything in place even in some pretty major storms. So because of that, along here, which is a pretty good slope along the driveway, and also that whole area down the hill where most of the water runs as it comes off the building, I just decided to try something different this time and go with these. I get all this stuff locally. I'm not really sure that there's anywhere you can get it online. I don't know. This, I believe, is called Curl X. And those other straw blankets that I just get locally here at Menards. It wasn't a major storm by any means, but it was just pretty steady overnight. Looks like mostly everything stayed in place here. I do have a very, very fine silty soil, so it is easy to move around, but it did a pretty good job on this. So this was my plan. I was going to use this little garden pump here that I've had for a long time and hook it up to this tank here so that I could drive along the driveway, spray the water out onto that area. And so I wasn't even really sure how far this 250-gallon tank would take me, whether it was going to do that or not. But I tried the pump, not working. Turns on, but I've primed it. I've done everything that I usually do with it in the past. It's always something, you know. Plan B, I have to figure out so I can start watering this thing because it's getting warmer and the wind has started to pick up today, so it'll definitely be drying out. Well, today is day 5 since I put down the seed, and although it has been kind of a task to get all of this hand watered at least a couple times a day is what I've been doing, just with the wind, and it's been pretty low humidity and everything, so I'm doing my best. But we do have germination. Actually on day 4 I saw germination. Now I still have to keep up with all the watering, but I don't have to stress quite as much as far as am I actually going to get it growing. So now I need to make a decision though. I do see some more rain coming up in the forecast, but you just never know how all that's going to go. So I'm still going to decide what I'm going to do with the rest of that field. Am I going to get seed down? Am I going to put down a cover crop and wait it out until I have some watering stuff figured out into next season? We'll see. We'll stay tuned for all that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.